Thanks so much for clicking on the video. My name is Leah, and let's recap and review the final episode of season 12 of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's get a little spicy before we get into the review. Now, I know my voice is kind of low, but I'm tired. It's late at night, and I'm trying to get this video done because I got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow and probably won't have time to film it until later on this weekend. So I said we might as well knock it out. So this first one is a picture Erica posted on Twitter, and I don't know why it made me bust out laughing, but she looked good in the picture. But she says, "And that's showbiz, kids." Basically signifying that is the end of the season. And you know what? I think this shows me that Erica is going to be tapping a lot more into her villain tree. If she already hasn't, but I think we're going to get very what's the word? Campy villain for Erica, and I'm kind of here for it. I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of here for it because I feel like I'm gonna get some laughs out of her going on next season. So, and then the last thing is, this is coming from Bravo Snark side, and it's a picture of Kathy in her actual reunion outfit. And if you want to know my thoughts, I got a video posted, so check it out. I thought everybody's outfits were horrible. Okay. But Kathy posted her picture and she says, "Thank you all. Thank you, Fernando and the team at Oscar de la Renta for my Barbie Core RHOBH reunion look." And then it says glam to all the people that did her glam. The reason why I want to bring this up to you, because Kris Jenner was in the comments sending hearts, and Kathy responded with prayer hands, the emoji with the hearts around it and hearts. So they good. So Lisa Rinna doing all of this, and they is good. girl, that's how you know you on the outside of the club hating, because they're good and you're not. Those are two. Lisa Rinna, I don't think Lisa Rinna understands, sis, you're not even in their tax bracket for them to even if they got beef, they're not going to let someone like you profit off of their beef. I was like, ooh. I know they probably grinded Lisa's gears, but let's get into the review. All right, you guys. So the episode opens up, and for some reason, they give us a montage of Dorit's break-in. They're 4 months later, and it was weird to me because it's we haven't spoken about Dorit's break-in since the earlier episodes, probably since episode 8, and we're now on episode 20. Y'all know I'd be wrong with these numbers, but I think it's 20. So it just kind of was why are y'all bringing this up? And my only thought could be maybe this was just them showing, trying to correlate, because at the end of the episode, they do the whole roundup, and Dorit's roundup was about the robbery and the people still being at large. But I was just kind of this is, to me, was a weird way to open up the episode, because after we see that, we immediately have a montage of everything else and then jump directly into Garcelle's Birkin and Bubbles party at her house. So Garcelle is having a Birkins and Bubbles party where the ladies can purchase Birkin bags. She has her friend there I think his name is Christoph, who owned a a shop on Melrose called Decades, where they I guess resold or housed or sold custom bags and luxury items and things like that. And so she asked him to be there because she was just kind of this would be a fun party. I thought it was interesting because I know some people don't care about these types of things, but I like to understand why things are the way that they are. So I thought it was a cool when Christoph was explaining that Princess Grace was the muse, or the reason why there is the Kelly bag. So there's 2 different types of Birkins, which I ain't know because clearly I ain't got no Birkin. And there's a double handle Birkin has a name, and then the one handle Birkin has a name. And Princess Grace was the inspiration, and that is called the Kelly bag. As Garcelle's party is being set up, we also have juxtaposed that Kyle's party is being set up. She is actually hosting a charity event at her home. By the way, the planner, I don't know why she was out there with them crutches. I mean, kudos to her, but I would have sat down somewhere. But the event looked beautiful in Kyle's backyard. That definitely could have been someone's wedding event. Because I was just I love that the tables, the chairs, and normally I'm not a fan of white decor, because I'm always oh my God, it's gonna get messed up. But It looked really beautiful in Kyle's backyard. Kyle knows how to throw a good party with good decor. So Kyle is hosting the party, and the party is actually inspired by a luxury brand that's named after Princess Grace. And it is a charity event with all the foundations, all the proceeds and portion of the profits, I guess, from the brand is going to go to their own luxury charity, where they're actually like sewing back into the artists and designers that, most of the time they be struggling. So I was like, oh, that's that's a good cause. You know what I mean? But she's like, okay, I got to get ready for Garcelle's party. So we go back to Garcelle's party. We find out that Dorit's not coming because it is Jagger's birthday. Kathy called and said she wasn't coming, or I think she was like out of the country or on vacation or something like that. I don't know. Diana's still like sick, or her daughter is sick. And then Erica is like dealing with some family stuff. So everybody else other than those four is at Garcelle's house. So they're all having a good time. We see Patrick. Mr. Patrick, he was the butler that was working at that party at Kathy's house when Erica came at Sutton and was like, or what? Or what? That's what I thought. That's what I thought. When she got mad at Sutton. So he's there working the party, and he is funny to me. They caught a hot mic moment where he was talking to Sutton's assistant Joseph, and I think Joseph asked like, oh, do you have like a significant other, a partner? And Mr. Patrick was like, he said, no, I'm a butterfly. He was like, I go from flower to flower. I said, Mr. Patrick, that's just a creative way of saying I be out in these streets. Okay, I am fat and hot and ass. That is what Mr. Patrick meant. I said, Mr. Patrick. He said, I'm a butterfly. I was like, that is... It tickled me so good, bro. It tickled me so good, bro. I was like, not I'm a butterfly. And then he was like, and first, good sex is everything. But then he was like, that's my philosophy, but I'm a great friend. I said, you better be a great friend out here being a butterfly and going from flower to flower. That tickled me. Like when I tell you, I rewound him saying, I am a butterfly. Because it was just so like, girl, this is me. I loved it. But I like him. He has such a great personality. He seems like he'd be a good time at any event that he is like either working or if he's going to host an event. He just has that type of like a people person kind of personality, which you probably need when you're working in the service industry. So everybody that's there gets there. One thing I will say is I don't understand how Garcelle had chicken and waffles, but was giving people serving dishes this big, and they were big waffles. And I was seeing people struggle I said, girl, if you don't give people actual like plates, because there's a difference. You have like small plates and then there's bigger serving plates where you can put that type of stuff on your plate and still eat it. And I was like, girl, I said, Garcelle, you missed the mark right there, sis. But the party was cute. My favorite part of the party is when Kyle got there and she saw Sutton, and Sutton was looking at this green, one of the green bags, and that bag was like $24,000, and she has on gloves. Like everyone had to wear these like white gloves. Kyle walks in, she's saying hello, and then she sees Sutton, and she says, excuse me, and the way she ran over the shoe, and Sutton had the bag. She's like, put your gloves on. And she was like, and Kyle's like, put the bag down. I was so tickled. I said, Kyle, don't beat her up. It's just, and the thing about it was like the bag that Kyle had, the Birkin that Kyle had when she came, like that's her own, was $60,000. So I was like, Kyle, girl, you got one, chill. But it was a cute moment. Garcelle finally got a Birkin. It was this yellow Birkin that was like $13,999. And I was like, you might as well round up to 14,000. It was a nice yellow color, and I like yellow. That's one of my favorite colors. So I was like, oh, I probably would want a bag like that. Sutton ended up giving like a $5,000 like little cute little clutch, but everyone's just enjoying their time. They're eating the hors d'oeuvres, they're talking, and then we get this scene where Kyle and Garcelle are talking. And we find out that the Garcelle really doesn't know what's going on. Like, she kind of knows, but she doesn't know. But I call BS. I feel like Garcelle knows, but she's ghost producing. And I'm not going to hate on her for that. But that's what it is. Because, girl, you can't tell me Sutton didn't tell you what was going down with y'all being friends like that. Sutton probably called you or woke you up the moment she got back in her room and said, girl, she was tripping. Kathy was going off. So... but I get it. We have a show to film, so give me the drama. So Garcelle is like, girl, what happened? So Kyle is saying like, well, Kathy said some disparaging things about me. She freaked out in front of Lisa Rinna, but she apologized to me and she apologized to Lisa Rinna. So Garcelle's like, oh, that's good. That's like great. So then they all sit down and then Garcelle asks Lisa, so what happened? What happened? Lisa gonna say she locked herself into the room when Kathy was having a meltdown. She was like, I'm praying for Kathy. And everyone's like, girl, okay, Lisa. And Kyle's whole thing is like she's uncomfortable. She was like, you and my sister have fought. Y'all apologize. The only person that's getting hurt is me because I'm in the middle and I still want to be cool with you, but that's my sister. So like you're making me uncomfortable. And at this point, I'm looking at Lisa like, girl, let it go. Like, don't get me wrong. I believe Lisa. I have told y'all that already. You're not gonna get me to not believe that Kathy. Because we've seen Paris do these things. We've seen Paris say the N-word. We've seen Paris have these outbursts. So you're not gonna get me to believe that she didn't, like, that her mom doesn't have these outbursts. As well as if you watch the Paris Hilton documentary, Paris painted a very like negative picture of her mom, and now all of a sudden like Kathy is trying to like clean it up. So I do believe Kathy did do those things. But my thing is, at this point, when you see it's hurting your friend, like, and your friend is being vocal, like Kyle is being vocal about how uncomfortable, how much she feels like this is hurting her and how this makes her uncomfortable, I feel like let it go. Like if Kyle's really supposed to be like your friend, your homie, your whatever, then you should let it go. I'm not even like, that's just how I feel, because it's just kind of like, okay, girl, we get it. It's out there. People already kind of like, some people believe you, some people don't. But at this point, you're not hurting Kathy, you're hurting your supposed friend. And that ain't right. So Kyle gets up from like them sitting down in the in the den, and then what's her name? Lisa gets up and goes to talk to Kyle as she walks into the kitchen, and Kyle just reiterates the same thing. She's like, "Girl, I'm uncomfortable." Like she said, she's sorry, and then Lisa again says, I hope she gets help. Like, I'm really praying for her. And it's like, Lisa, girl, you're so dramatic. And that's the issue. It's like you believe Lisa, but Lisa it's like right message, wrong messenger. Like, you've done so many things where it's like at this point, even if you are right, people don't like you enough to give you that. And I think that's why it's pissing Lisa off, because I think Lisa is like, this really did happen. I really feel this way. But people are like, girl, your antics past seasons and even this season, it's like, I don't want to give you this bone. And that's what's pissing Lisa off, is nobody wants to give it to her. So the party ends, and well, one thing, Garcelle's outfit, y'all. When I tell you she is in her HBCU homecoming auntie's best outfit, because I don't understand why it was a cat, like, a jumpsuit with the wings. Because when I saw it, I said, oh, she the auntie at the HBCU homecoming parade. All she need is like a cute little fedora hat and her little cup, and she's shimmying down that parole. She's shimmying down the street, strolling with the girls. She is like, you won't understand what I'm talking about unless you went to an HBCU homecoming, or you're from an HBCU. Y'all know what I'm talking about if you do know. Like that one auntie that comes to every homecoming in her best. That is what Garcelle looks like in this outfit. I said, oh, this is her homecoming fashions right here. I see the vision. I see the vision. I see it. I see it. I see it. So it ends right there. And then we end up going to everyone getting ready for Kyle's party. So like I said, everybody is getting ready for Kyle's charity event that's at her house, or the charity event being hosted at Kyle's house. The cool thing is this jewelry company, I think it was called Gaumont. I don't know if that's this name, but I remember seeing something that looked like that. But they're allowing all the ladies to rent the jewelry. And when I tell you, they had some beautiful pieces. Like the earrings on Erica look good. Even Lisa Rinna's necklace and all the jewelry that Kyle had on. Kyle looked rich, like a very rich, regal woman. I was digging it. She looked great. And the jewelry looked great as well. But as all the ladies are, before I get that, I'll give Diana a point because I'll give that licking lady a point. Because when production asked Diana, like, why are you not wearing any of the pieces? And Diana was like, I'll just do this. I'll just do this. Basically saying in a shady way, like, sis, the jewelry I have on either costs way more than what they putting on, or if not the same. Why do I need to rent? I'm too rich for that. And I had to give her a credit because I chuckled. I chuckled. But as everyone is rolling up to Kyle's event, everyone is in the car talking about the press that keeps coming out, especially in the car that has Erica and Lisa in it. And the first thing they post is from Reality Blurb, and it's an article that states, Garcelle Bouvier and Sutton Stranton reportedly missed Erica's hair launch aimed feud, plus did friend Kathy Hilton refuse to film, which we know that's not true because Garcelle was at work and Sutton actually showed up to the hair launch and we just didn't hear anything from Kathy. Then they show the clip of Kathy having an interview with, I think it was E! News again, the one that they showed last episode, where Lisa was mad saying that Kathy was lying, which she was. Then they show another, I think he's either a YouTuber or a podcaster named Zach Peter, and he's speaking about it. And then shout out to Kempire. He was on there too talking about Kathy having a meltdown. And that was one of his videos, was talking about all the information coming out about it. But kudos to him, you know. He quit corporate America and made this his full-time job, and he out here making strides. So keep up the good work, sir. So what's it called? Like I said, Lisa and Erica are in the car and they're just discussing it. Lisa is harping on the fact that Kathy tried to silence her. They're also talking about how there's so many people asking Lisa and Erica about what happened. And Lisa's like, her publicist has been getting so many calls per week about what happened. And even Erica's like, yeah, so is mine. And they were in the car and they were like, you know what? I feel like we're going to be the ones to get blamed for it. And low key they did for all the press that keeps coming out about it. And Lisa's whole thing is like, we're not to blame. Kathy should be the only one taking ownership. Erica's thing is like, all of y'all have been reprimanding me about my behavior for the past 2 years. Why do we need to shield Kathy? And I understand Erica's point of view. I do too. Kyle had on a 52 karat diamond ring. That was $1 million. Then the necklace she had on, the diamond necklace, $3 million. Then she had on a yellow sapphire ring, $650,000. When I tell you Kyle was draped in money, just draped, she looked good. Kyle looked good. Kyle may get on my nerves, but when I tell you she was looking good at this party, I said, come on, rich white woman. Okay, because that's what you giving. So everybody shows up, and everyone's there. Everyone's at the party except Kathy. Kathy didn't show up, but everybody else shows up. You got Cherie, Sutton, and Garcelle in the car. And Sutton is giving like a tour saying like Kyle's house was built in like 1950 something. And Garcelle's like, girl, why are you telling me this? And Cherie's like, well, I would have liked to hear it. I thought that was a cute moment too. That was funny. That tickled me. And then Sutton's like, okay, y'all just get out the car. Like she was so annoyed, but it was sweet. So then we have this moment where Crystal and Kyle are talking. And Kyle is just like, she's tired. She's like, I'm sick of things coming out. And then Crystal's like, this should just stay between you two. Like, don't nobody else need to know what's going on. And Kyle's whole thing is like, I know who's leaking this information. And Crystal's like, who? Like, who is it? She's like, it's somebody in this group. And Crystal's like, really? So Kyle's like, yeah, I know who leaking information. And Crystal's like, are you going to confront that person? And Kyle's just like, I don't know if I want to do it. Like, I'm just over. Like, Kyle wants to sweep all of this under the rug and just keep it pushing, because at the end of the day, that's her sister. And she keeps harping on the fact that she wants everybody to be at her daughter's wedding. And they do a flashback of when Kathy and Kyle weren't speaking, and how I don't think she was invited to either Nikki's wedding or Kim's daughter's wedding, and it hurt her so much. And she was just kind of like, I want our families to be together. So it seems like Kyle just wants her family to be cool. She doesn't want to get to the point where she's not speaking to her sister anymore. Just like she doesn't want to get to the point where she wasn't speaking with Kim. Like, she wants to be on a good foot with her sisters. And I think Kyle's starting to realize, like, I think she already knew, and and it's sad to say, but I think Kyle was okay with her relationship being fractured with Kim, because her and Kim weren't really in a good place. So she was just like, whatever. But I think after losing her mom, it really kind of dawned on her that, like, all she has is her sisters. And maybe that's why she's fighting so hard, or really wants things to be okay, because she's just like, Nikki and Pierce are like sisters because they're a little closer in age. And she's just kind of like, I don't want to lose them. And I don't want my kids to lose that. And maybe she had a conversation with her kids where her kids was just like, she hates when, like, they were probably like, we hate when y'all feud because we can't be cool. So I think Kyle's just trying to make sure her family's okay. So so she's talking about the whole thing about people leaking information to the press. And she just feels some type of way. We find out that Lisa has on a $1,350,000 necklace. Look good on her. Erica has on $250,000 earrings. They look good too. When I say all the jewelry look good, look money. So everybody sits down, they're eating. We then see a conversation going on with Garcelle and Kyle, and Erica and Lisa can hear Garcelle and Kyle because they're at the other end of the table. And Garcelle basically is like, girl, if they're your real friends, they would shut up because you asked them to. That's just point blank in the period. She's like, you're telling them that it's hurting you and they're not being quiet, so you need to check them and tell them to shut up. That's basically what it was. And then Kyle shares with her, she knows that someone's leaking information. And Garcelle even says, honestly, I just think they harping on this Kathy situation because Erica don't want to talk about her situation anymore. And she looked at Erica. I said, Garcelle don't have it no more for Erica. Garcelle does not have it anymore for Erica. And so Erica and Lisa are having a conversation at the table where they're like, they're going to come for us after this. And Lisa's like, oh, yeah, I know, because they're talking about it. And so everyone's upset because it's cold outside. It's 62 degrees, which is cold, but it ain't that cold. Like, it ain't no 42-degree weather like they had on Married to Medicine. 62 degrees I can do if I had on a jacket and we eating outside and the food is hot. That's just me. So they're all talking about it. This is where I got annoyed with Lisa, and that shit was microaggressions from Lisa, because Garcelle didn't have an attitude. Even if Lisa was annoyed I can get with Lisa being annoyed with Garcelle asking these questions because Garcelle wasn't there, but to outright be like, why do you have an attitude, Garcelle? Microaggression. Well, I see you. Okay, I see you. So they're all sitting down near the heaters by the pool. And Garcelle is like, I feel like, why are we dragging this out? If Kathy has apologized, you accepted the apology, why are we still talking about it? And Lisa's like, why do you have an attitude, Garcelle? Because I feel like you have an attitude. I was like, Lisa, shut up, Lisa. Because the thing about it is Lisa just don't like that she getting clocked. Lisa, and like I said, I don't know. Did I say this in this video? I might not have said it, but I'm going to say it again. Lisa just doesn't like the fact that like she is probably telling the truth. And like I said, I believe Lisa, but nobody wants to like drag this out anymore with her. I think everybody is pretty much tired of her antics and she's upset because nobody wants to keep it going and everybody kind of wants to like dead the situation and move on. So we then have a moment where we see Dorit and Kyle sitting in the house. And Kyle basically says, I know who's been talking. I know who's been talking. And, before we get into the house, everyone's sitting down and Kyle reiterates again, like, she's like, y'all, the only person who's getting hurt is me, not my sister. And I need y'all to stop. Then Lisa go be so dramatic and be like, you want me to hold on to this? Because if I hold on to this, this is how people get cancer and die. It festers. I said, Lisa, why are you being this dramatic, ma'am? Why are you being this dramatic? Like, you were up here, take it down a couple of notches, girl. Like, why? You want me to, this stuff will give you cancer and it'll make you die if you hold on to. I said, Lisa, shut up. Calm down. Like, calm down. That's the issue. It's the messenger. Lisa doing too much. So Kyle gets up. Dorit follows her into the house. And she tells Dorit, you don't think it's odd that every time we get together, somebody's leaking information about what we're talking about? And Dorit's like, no, I do think it's odd. And she's like, well, I know who did it. So then everyone kind of hears it. And you then see Sutton be like, okay, girl, do I got to do this myself? I said, come on, Sutton, do what you got to do. So Sutton gets up because Lisa and Erica are just kind of like over it because they feel like, well, why can't Kathy be on display? Like, why can't she not be on display? Y'all have been coming at us all season about our behavior. Why can't we come at Kathy and her behavior? And like, they have points, but it's like, I guess to me, it's like she's a friend of the show. So why does it really matter? But then again, it's Kathy Hilton. So that's why it matters. So Sutton gets up as Lisa and Erica are leaving. Sutton asked them both, she was like, are any of you leaking information to the press? And they're both like, no. And Erica's like, I wouldn't know how to do that. I said, girl, you lying. Because all of y'all know how to do it. Y'all probably got TMZ and all the favorite blog pages of y'all's, like Page 6, Screen Rant, and all of them on speed dial. Let's not play these games. So then Kyle, I was kind of surprised because Kyle came out and said, she said, well, it's your publicist, Erica. Like, basically somebody in your camp is leaking. Erica's like, huh? I said, girl, you know. So Erica's like, I need the information. And like, all of a sudden, then Lisa gets real defensive and being like, how is this our fault? And I was kind of with Garcelle when she was just kind of like, why are you questioning and getting mad at her when at first you should be like, would anybody, to Erica, like, would anybody in your camp leak this information? Like, you need to reevaluate the people you're around. So then Erica and Lisa are getting mad defensive, which is like, girl, we know y'all leaking stuff. We know y'all are leaking stuff. And they just get upset and they just decide to leave. And they're just like, oh my gosh, like, how could they just blame all of this on us? Like, Kathy is the one that they should be mad at. And I thought it was crazy when Lisa was like, she's going to sit here and blame us when the person she should be mad at is Kathy. I'm like, she's just going to protect her sister like that? Yes, stupid. What are we talking about, Lisa? Why wouldn't she protect her sister? And maybe it's because Kyle didn't protect Kim, but maybe Kyle has learned her lesson and decided, you know what, I'm going to have to start showing up for my family. But of course she's going to protect her sister. At the end of the day, who is Lisa Rinna to a Kathy Hilton? Clearly Hollywood is laughing at you. Okay, they are laughing in your face. The person you capping for, the Kardashians, are still cool with Kathy. So you look stupid. So, next thing you know, they leave. You then see Dorit talk to Kyle saying, you should have never brought that up. And then everyone's like, Dorit, what are you saying to Kyle? Because Kyle got up frustrated. She was like, I'm trying to help her. And what it seems to me is like the fraction is deteriorating. The FFF is breaking apart because Kyle is pissed that they keep trying to come for her sister when she's already like dead this information, and I'm telling y'all this is hurting me, and they're not taking it. And you got Lisa and Erica in the villain era trying to be like, no, we gonna keep pushing it. And then Dorit trying to be in the middle because she knows what they've all kind of agreed upon, like, girl, chill out. And I kind of agree with Erica and Lisa in the sense that they were like, we were leaving, you should have never asked us back because now we're talking about your sister and you don't want us to talk about her. But it's just kind of like, you right, they're right, but it's a show. But I get where Dorit was coming, where she was like, don't bring it up if you want them to stop talking about it. But it's like, they're going to continue to talk about it, so why can't I not confront them and check them about it? But that's how the episode ends. I saw the trailer for the reunion. We might have a good reunion because it definitely looked like Kathy was getting in Lisa Rinna's behind, and I want to see it, as well as I'm just curious what Lisa's rebuttals are going to be. That is what I'm curious, because when she said you're a bully and everybody in Hollywood knows it, I need receipts. Give me receipts, Kathy. Just don't say it. Give me receipts. So it might be a really good reunion. But yeah, y'all, that is it. That is all. Remember to be bravely authentic and hop down in them comments below. Deuces.